About 5 years ago, we were organising a large fast food company who will remain nameless. And most of the workers in that company were Indian workers. Actually, quite a lot of the stores were completely Indian. And there was an attempt to bust the union. The company had been bought over by a large American private equity firm, a backer of Pinochet, I think, historically. And they went to actually systematically bust the union and call in these young Indian workers one by one into the office to bully them out of the union. At that time, we were lucky to meet two Indian activists who are really pivotal to this whole movement that's come together today. Anu and Bharti Kaloti, who later went on to form, with our support, the Migrant Workers Association. Anu, Bharti and Sunny Segal from A2 have had very, very little sleep in the last 2 weeks. And Anu and Bharti have many pressing family commitments as well, but the sacrifice that they've made with their time and their emotional support for people really has gone beyond what we would normally ask of an activist. And activists are not the people who normally see the light, when it comes to these kind of things. So really to acknowledge the work that the Migrant Workers Association has done, and also a big round of applause in how much that it has grown over the last 3 weeks. Please welcome Anu, Bharti and Sunny Segal.
Last couple of weeks at least have been quite an emotional roller coaster. There's me, my partner Bharti, I have 2 children. I feel like I have many families now. I have quite a long list of people and organizations that I want to thank, so you're just going to have to put up with me and listen to me while I thank everybody. But before that, yes, the movement has grown, and yesterday when we got the, was it 11? Yeah, 11 sheets of A4 paper from the Honourable David Bennett's office. I had the very difficult task of reading through each and every one, handing them out to they're like my children. My oldest is 18-year-old, so they're only a little bit older than my daughter. I just wanted the earth to open up, or the sky to open up and just consume me. I was like, why do I have to do this? Why do I have to be the bearer of bad news? But anyway, somebody has to do it. I think I'm still struggling with unraveling various levels and peeling it all apart, and what we've done in the last 8 months and where we're at. But one thing's certain, I've forgotten who just mentioned that this is, actually I think it was Alistair, maybe that, or someone else, forgive me, this is just the beginning. This is not the end, this is just the beginning. We will keep fighting. We understand that this group of students here needs to return, and one of our dear students has already returned. So I also have an update from Shujat. We have spoken to Shujat this morning. Ideally, we would have liked to do a live interaction, but the poor guy hasn't had any sleep in the last 5 days or so, so he really needed to go to bed. So anyway, I will update you on that. I'm still kind of coming to terms with what's going on, but just putting that to one side, I will work on that in my own time, in my own space. A huge thank you to the Unitarians. This would not have been possible without so much support from this particular church. It's just tremendous. And I feel at home here. I can call in here anytime. I think I have several contacts. I have phone numbers, I have emails, Facebook friends, and each and every one of them is like family for me. It was only a few days ago I was talking to my daughter. If you're ever in trouble around the city, there's this one place that if you're close by, you can run and knock on the door. They will take you in and they will help you, they will support you. My list of thank yous, the supporting organisations over the last 8 months. Forgive me if I miss anyone out. It's not intentional. It's maybe just that there's so many people that we may have missed someone out. First up, like I said, Auckland Unitarian Church. Socialist Aotearoa that I am member of. Bharti is member of. Sunny is as well. A lot of us are. Joe and his family, they're member of this organisation. An awesome bunch of people. Again, doesn't matter what day, what time, how big or small the task is, they're only a phone call away, and they're there for you. Even the rest of you who don't know them, I would encourage you to get to know the people in Socialist Aotearoa. There's a blog online, go and look them up, and off you go. Unite Union, I see Mike Treen is videoing all this. Tremendous support. I think Mike might have been one of our first contacts to start the activism journey in New Zealand. So thank you, Mike, for bringing us as far as we have come. First Union, I think Robert was here before. I'm not sure if he's still here. I saw Mandeep somewhere. Again, very important support there. Dennis Maga, Robert, Mandeep, and other members there. Etu Union, Rachel McIntosh, you heard from earlier, she's part of Etu Union. Sunny, our team member, he's also with Etu. Huge support. Health Sector Workers Network. There, I wanted to take some time to mention a very special couple there, Hamish, who is part of this group. Hamish and his partner, they have been with us from the very beginning. I don't think they're here today, I can't see them. They were at every single protest. Hamish's partner was heavily pregnant. She was at a protest, and I when I got a moment, I said, when are you due? She says, any minute now. So, you've got people with that kind of commitment. And then a few weeks later, we had our youngest activist at supporting these students. That was Hamish and his partner's baby. She was only a few days old. And I'm pretty sure they'll be busy with family and baby, that's why they're not here. Going on, we've had various other groups, already mentioned New Zealand Council of Trade Unions, the Catholic Church of New Zealand, Chris Sullivan especially. I can't see him today, but I think he's been quite instrumental moving this forward, and especially bringing on other churches and other faith groups and making Sanctuary possible. So thank you, Chris. And I would like to add Chris especially, and most of the Unitarians, they've offered and put up a lot of our students in their homes, in their family homes. There's always the risk that the compliance team or immigration or the police could be knocking on the door, but these people are fearless and they've helped us regardless. The Methodist Church of New Zealand, Ratana Church, the Communist League. I don't see any comrades again. I might not be looking hard enough, but they've been at most of our protests too. Racial Equity Aotearoa, Ricardo and the team, they're always supporting behind us. Panthak Vichar Manch, there's a couple of Sikh brothers, I think they're not able to be here today, they've been with us all along and they've talked about the issue in their radio show as well. Azad Rangmanch, young Mandeep, where is he? He's at some of our protests. He's done live street theatre to portray the pain of these students. So thank you, Mandeep. I know he himself... Mandeep came here as an international student as well, and well, he doesn't have permanent residence. He's on a work visa. So a lot of migrants who are in that situation would not want to do anything that would jeopardize their chances of staying here long term. So hats off to Mandeep not giving a care about that. Who else? We've already heard from the political parties, the Labour Party of New Zealand, the Green Party of Aotearoa. Awesome support. I wish Denise could be here because I know the entire team's been with us, but Denise has really put in so much hard work. Just a couple of days ago, last week, it was quite disheartening to see how every time she was about to table evidence and documents that are clear proof that these people here are innocent, she was just like cut short. That was really, really painful to see. Sorry, my phone keeps going to screensaver. We've got Penny Bright, who's a pillar of strength. Being a teacher herself, Penny knows what pain these students go through. So thank you, Penny, and very outspoken. That's what we need in situations like this. It's no good just staying quiet. International Socialist Organisation New Zealand. They've been awesome support. They've been writing about these students, and once we've sort of have a little bit of time, I think they want to do lots of stories and interviews that they want to keep carrying on for a long time to come until we see some sort of positive outcome for this problem. Who else? Student Housing Action Group. Vanessa and the team right next to me here. Very important, loud voices. They are students themselves. They are New Zealand students. They feel strongly for the fellow students who are migrants in this country, who are new here. So thank you very much. They've also been doing solidarity visits in Sanctuary in the last 2 weeks, bringing whatever food they can, even though my instruction to them was, we just want solidarity visits from you. We do not want donations of food because you yourselves are students and have very little money. But they ignored my instruction and they brought a lot of food in. So thank you, guys. Another team, Fight Back. They've been at most of our protests. Really important people next. The Polynesian Panthers, who were instrumental in the dawn raids in the 70s here. And then Indian Migrant Workers Association, another, sister organisation. Mandeep, he was here earlier. I can't see him, but yeah, thank you very much, guys. Unimeg was mentioned earlier. I think, was that Dennis Maga in the back? Or? Yeah. So Dennis is here. Yeah, he wrote, I think it was just a couple of days ago, awesome piece he's written. Go Google it, about the students and how the exploitation starts, and they just want money, and more money. So again, must not forget other people who have donated meals and food and visits in the last 2 weeks. The Sikh temple from Colmar Road in Papatoetoe. They brought. They brought lunch. We requested lunch for 2 people last Saturday. There was enough to feed about 200 people here last Saturday. So I think they have brought lunch again today. So thank you very much. And also, I must not forget the New Zealand Telugu Association. I do recognize some members here. And they've... sorry, sir, I forget your name. You've been here nearly every day. Ramana has been here almost every single day in the last 2 weeks. So thank you very much for that kind of support. I also, before I update you about Sujat...